Good evening. This is Underhill Development Review Board hearing on Monday, July 17, 2023. On the agenda tonight, we have a conditional use review for application for Farrell, located on 79 Pleasant Valley Road. Members in attendance tonight are from our furthest right are Brian Birch, Mark Green, Town Administrator and Acting Zoning Administrator Brad Holden, myself, I'm the Chair, Charlie Van Winkle, and to my left is Karen McKnight. All those who plan to testify tonight at tonight's hearing must take the following oath by responding, I do. And the oath is, if I can remember it, it's do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury? If you're going to speak tonight, you should say, I do now.
I do.
I do.
So we have no other municipal representatives present other than our acting zoning administrator / town administrator / planner and retired surveyor Brad Holden. I think that's all the preamble stuff I usually do.
Interested party.
Oh, interested parties. Okay, so if you're an interested party in this hearing, what we want to do is get your name, your mailing address, and your physical address to the property. We'd like to do that before you speak. Under our rules of procedure, each person is limited to 5 minutes. However, that rule can be extended by majority consent on the board. All of those people who have interested party status can appeal the decision by this board in the Environmental Division of Superior Court. What else? That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. What we'll do, the order of proceeding tonight is typically we'll hear, even though we did some of this on site, not everybody was at the site visit, so we'll ask you to kind of explain in English what it is you're doing. We will hear kind of staff report from our town administrator. Then we'll go around the table and anyone ask questions from the public, and then the board can ask questions of anybody at any time. Nobody's participating via Zoom tonight, but the meeting is being recorded and it'll be available for at the town archive. It'll be on Mansfield Community TV channel 17 or something like that. I don't get cable, so I don't get it. But
There'll be a link on the calendar.
Yeah, there'll be a link to it. Yeah. So you guys have had some history with the town in this process.
Yes.
We apologize for the start-stop kind of things. So your application dates back to April 17th of this year.
Right.
Or April 11th, I forget exactly the date.
The conversation with your former zoning guy, Nick, it predates that considerably. I finally got, the reason I had mentioned earlier, I'm just trying to find out what I'm actually applying for, because I felt like I was, maybe roll back the clock a couple of months. I had this permit to be operating under, I think, a home occupation, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And almost a trial date, a hearing date was coming up for a the way he described it was to basically give me the right or the ability to post my hours of operation, and that was it. That's the way it was explained to me. And as that date rolled forward, I was like, well, you know what? I kind of don't want to do that. So I canceled it somewhat precipitously, maybe the week before. And I thought that I could just operate like that until we flash forward to hearing from Brad saying, I think the town has.
Yeah, so Nick dropped the ball on his way out the door.
Yeah, I gather.
We won't throw anyone
Yeah,
on
of
Nick
course.
tonight, but there were some missteps on our part of the town.
Sure.
The original intent was to allow you guys to get set up, right? Nick was rather long in issuing his decisions.
Okay.
And rather long, on top of that was an appeal period.
Okay.
So had you gone to the original hearing, which was scheduled for May 16th,
Right.
You would have gotten your decision and been able to legally open your doors like right around now.
Okay, got it.
Right?
Got it.
And so what we wanted to do was give you the benefit of the doubt, get the business going.
I see.
Because you had some key holidays there you're going to miss, right?
Right.
Memorial Day, 4th of July, and the summer season, right?
Right.
So why not be friendly towards you and get you the ability to come. So that was the intent of the
Appreciate it.
appointment only.
Right, okay, I got you.
All right, and then you're supposed to come in on the 16th, right? And we can legitimize everything. Members of the board can ask questions of you about their concerns.
I
And then you
see.
canceled on us,
Okay.
so we were a little irritated with that whole thing.
Okay, got it.
And here you are.
Here, yeah, so
So
hope we're no longer irritants.
I'm going to turn the floor over to you, and what I'd like you to do, explain to us is what do you want to do? What's your typical hours of operation, even though
Sure.
you just told us all that?
Sure, yep.
And
Okay,
Go from
well,
there.
So what I want to do is provide, egg sandwiches and breakfast stuff to the good people of Underhill and meet my neighbors and kind of be sort of a little bit of a hub for people to meet, as I was kind of explaining when you guys were doing the site visit. We've had a birthday party there. We've had a reunification of friends. We've had these guys stop in the other day. We hadn't seen them in like a year or so. Yeah. And found out that I served the best egg sandwich in the room.
Why I haven't seen any of that.
I've heard that under oath. but
I do eat it everywhere I go.
So it's really, I don't want to oversimplify it, but it is a pretty simple it's a pretty simple idea that I have, and
So, no bathrooms,
no bathrooms.
right?
Again, unless
food gets
somebody's
cooked-
dying, right?
Food gets cooked inside,
Exactly.
sold outside through the hot
Correct.
box.
Correct. Yep.
Very low key, no evening hours.
No evening hours, no dress
You're not gonna
code.
do a pre-dawn for deer season, are you?
Open roughly
Yeah.
7:38 to 11:30,
Yeah,
depending on traffic.
I do a discount for tradespeople and helpers.
there you go.
It's just low key, weather permitting, obviously.
So from the board's perspective, it looked like a retail operation. It talked like a retail operation. It smelled like a retail operation. So
Sure.
we want to give you the home occupation permit to get you going.
Okay.
And then you wanted to suss out all the details today.
Right.
So that's kind of why we're here.
I guess the only thing, carefully reading Nick's original permit, like he makes a delineation between home occupation and home industry, and I was kind of curious what.
Usually one involves residents of the home doing the work.
Okay.
And the other involves employees coming.
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha. All right.
So that's kind of been our difference in our definition.
That's the watershed there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have no employees.
No employees except for Robin.
Just
us.
Yeah. But you live in a home.
I do the setup and the coffee.
She's a schmoozer. I'm just the guy behind the grill.
Anything else you want to tell us about the operation? You're seasonal?
Seasonal, yeah. I think in as much as, we're gonna cover like late spring to end of foliage, I hope.
Yeah.
And as I said earlier, it's like, Friday through Sunday.
Yeah.
More or less 7:30 ish to 11-ish, depending on when stuff dives off, and trying to keep it as
Simple as possible?
simple as possible and not make any promises really to anyone in terms of time.
Okay.
And we try to keep the people kind of abreast of what's going on via Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
That's been where we've been putting everything, for the most part.
People still use that?
They do still use that.
Still use it.
I'm not going to TikTok.
And like, we've had to be, a little, not cagey, but crafty about like saying, stop in for an immediate appointment versus saying we're open. It would be great to say we're open, but.
Well, that's kind of why you're here.
Yeah,
We want you to
yeah,
say
yeah.
you're open. You can hang a little sign that says open or closed. That's, the by appointment thing was to get you going.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Although we kind of like that. It's become a little bit of a catch things here. So it's actually like our, I don't know, our catchphrase.
So, how many cars do you have at once? Like we parked 4 cars there, is that?
Yeah, that's
More
way more than we
You
normally
normally
have. Yeah, we normally got like no more than 2 or 3. And as I mentioned, that when we're operating, we move our cars around so you can, if somebody needs to, they can make a K turn at the top of our driveway. And you can fit like 4 cars up there.
Yeah. I'm just going through prompting you for.
Sure. Oh yeah.
information.
Yeah.
Mark, do you have questions?
I guess not really. My only overriding concern is the traffic issue, but I don't really see much of an issue as long as we talk at daylight hours and summer season, it pretty much mitigates any concern. So I guess if we're issuing the conditional use.
Well, we're collecting information now.
Right. No, I know that. I'm just sort of
And we're
trying to get the sense that you're not looking to operate year round or go into dark,
No,
after hours, or after dark rather.
no, I don't think that would work well with the
Yeah.
sandwich.
So I don't.
The hot box would have to
Yeah,
get
hold on, get a little hotter.
So,
Well, I'm assuming you're not massively successful and try to,
I
wanna
think,
expand, that
I
would be.
think we've achieved the success that we're looking for. I mean, if I can pay off the hot box and make people happy, I think that's pretty much where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're also uniquely disposed to hear testimony from someone who lived in the house.
It's true.
And had you ever witnessed a traffic?
There's never been an accident out of our driveway in 80 years.
You can find- Yeah, so that's
And we were not the best drivers. There were four of us. Kids.
4 kids driving cars.
okay, so normally what we do is we thank you, and we go to the town administrator for, town zoning administrator, not the regular town administrator, the acting zoning administrator. If you were a complex project, you'd have a complex staff report. Right now, the only concern was site distance, right?
Site distance and curious about state permitting, even though that's not our purview. It would be a condition of a potential approval. But the site distance for that, so that area is posted at 30 miles an hour. And the site distance based on the B71 standard is 335 feet. So I measured just over 300.
Mhm.
And of course, that would be heading to the east. I think if some of the limbs on the trees were just pruned
Okay.
properly back to the base, so they're not sticking out, but just right up against the trunk, like a tree should be properly pruned, I think you'd have the site distance, no problem.
Okay.
And then going to the west is not an issue.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll take care of that.
And I'm more than happy to just come show you what I saw.
Yeah, if you want to specifically show me what needs to come down, I'll take care of it right away.
We'll do that on a nice sunny day. And,
I'll even give you a hand.
Late
If you
afternoon.
do it on Brad, if you do it on a Friday.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's
there's
Saturday.
there.
It was actually
Violates
with
my,
specials, like,
Violates my conflict of interest policy, as I think, but
Oh, yeah.
that's okay.
under $50 though, right? Isn't that generally?
Yeah, I don't know.
Normally, we invite you to input if you'd like.
So,
We want to hear about the egg sandwich.
yeah.
Get you on record.
We sampled the product. It's fantastic. We thought the idea of a community venue, gathering place has been missing in town, and this, acts in that kind of capacity. So we're the only neighbors involved here, and we're fine with it.
Yeah, and I would say that we are, neither were the only neighbors, Linda's, but I thought about it when it first came up. I don't love like lots of, I didn't want to like a big commercial thing down there. So I did think about that piece of it. It's not just that I love these guys so much they can do whatever they want, although, I do feel like, of course, I want to support them, but now I really feel seeing what it is. This is just no problem at all, any level from our perspective. It's just, it shouldn't be a problem for anybody, but it's really nice. I feel like this is the nicest place that I just feel like this town really is missing. It just isn't, it just misses something that this.
Well, the country store closed.
Yeah, the country store
You're not gonna go
closed
to hang out in
and the-
Wells Market.
And the post office doesn't have someone a lot, and it's just really, really nice. We saw people that we hadn't seen in quite a while, and it was really, really nice. So I think it's a big asset, and we should support every business that in town that's possibly wanting to get in. That's my view of that.
We tried that. We tried to be nice, but then the process goes.
Yeah, I know, it's tricky, but these guys seem to be doing everything right from our perspective.
Yeah. The question I had for you, I asked you on the site, was trash. So far, the level of trash that's been generated by the business.
It has been like minuscule.
Yeah, so you store that wherever you store your household
Yeah,
trash.
exactly.
The bears aren't getting into it.
No,
Where do you store it?
in a garbage can.
Yeah.
outside.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
We could have shown you, but at the back of our garage, there's 2 doors that open and it's specifically set up to hold the garbage cans and it's in there.
Yeah,
And it's
that's,
picked up every Monday.
It's designed to keep bears out
yeah,
specifically.
that was a really good question.
Yes.
Yeah, it's picked up by the service with Hero Haulers, the people in North Hero. And they come on Mondays, so it's right after we do it.
Oh, good.
The people we get, we have more than one regular customer who takes the cheese sodden tinfoil away, and I'm like, you're really gonna recycle that? Are you really gonna? So
Yeah.
So it's, we're pretty conscious of it.
Brian, you got any questions?
Well, question for either you or Brad, and I don't know if this really matters, but conditional uses, there's 2 categories. One's a home industry, and sounded like that's what this application was for, but there's also a snack bar, and I thought it was warned as a snack bar, or I wasn't sure which was the best fit for this specific application, and if it really mattered.
I think the big,
The free press warning had it as.
I had the same, I had assumed this was a snack bar.
That's kind of what I assumed. I read that definition and it seemed to fit, but.
well, I think it's a little bit of it's a little bit of both, right? Because you're preparing all the food in the kitchen.
Okay.
So when the state looks at, so let's just, even though it's not state part of the purview here, but the state looks at an occupation that's done, so the food's cooked in the home very differently than if they were cooking it out in the van.
Right.
Very different, 2 different licenses, correct?
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
exactly, yeah.
So you're preparing all the food, you're basically just bringing the food outside and
That's
selling
right.
it.
Yeah.
So I guess in a way, it's a little different from a snack bar because the snack bar would be producing the food in the snack bar.
It's technically like instant catering, basically.
Okay.
But there's a whole different level of impact for a business that has customers coming in and out of
Correct.
traffic. So
Correct.
that's why I would be hesitant to approve it as home industry, which kind of then, sets a precedent for saying, well, if I do this thing inside my house and then I have, 300 people coming in and out to buy that thing, I'm not a retail operation, I'm a home industry. You see what I'm saying?
We could still claim jurisdiction over that.
Yeah. I guess I'm just saying, snack bar, yes, it's a conditional use, we can approve it that way. That's what, like you said, walks like a duck, talks like a duck, versus home industry, which to me has very narrow parameters.
Yeah, I did print out the definition. It's from the regs, so you guys have it for a snack bar. It says a seasonal roadside stand or enclosed structure operated a minimum of 6 months in any calendar year, to include the summer months. Preparation and sale of food and beverages to the general public for consumption on or off premise. Seemed like,
So that fits our.
yeah, it seems like it was a good fit, but I know Nick had had a lot of communication with the applicants about the home industry and the home occupation, the difference there, so wasn't sure if there was some reason that didn't apply.
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Yeah.
You said enclosed.
Yep.
Does that mean like permanent structure?
Well, it
I'm
says,
just curious.
a seasonal roadside stand
Or
enclosed structure.
Okay, I didn't hear the
So,
or.
yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And you guys have, I wasn't at the site visit, but it's like a van?
Yeah, it's like a Volkswagen pop top camper.
Okay.
We just kind of set the awning up, and then there's seating in the yard.
Yeah. Picnic table?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. I don't know if it matters for, how we write
We got
the
one that's a
decision.
snack bar,
Okay,
so,
so that should consider it that way?
could be a snack bar home industry.
Yeah.
Did it say minimum of 6 months there?
A maximum of 6 months. Yeah, so, which just sounds like, if you guys are late spring to fall.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's about,
that'd be about right.
yeah.
So May to October is 6 months.
Yeah, that's great.
That'd be good.
In April, you're gonna have some snow.
Oh, yeah, we've had snow in May. The way it goes.
And so Brad, it didn't really say about where the food was prepared, in that definition, but, But I say I do hear your points with that the food's prepared in the house. So I don't know. Like, it was just a question I had for you guys. What was what to call it if we were going to write up a decision?
I could pull up the regs, but I don't want to mess up the recording, but I'd like to see the
Yeah, here you go.
definition.
Yep, I just printed that one page.
So as far as deliveries go to the site, you go to Costco and get it, or you?
We actually have a Cisco guy.
Cisco guy
He
comes?
comes when we
When you
place
need
an
it?
order. Yeah, it's,
So does he park on your driveway, or does he park on a road?
he comes in the driveway.
Nice. All right. So hasn't been any issues to date?
No.
Awesome. Site circulation is pretty simple. You're kind of screened from a landscaping perspective, maybe more so than you want to be. There's no outdoor lighting proposed. There's really no paved areas other than what's around your house.
Right.
And it's not even paved, it's
It's
gravel.
a sure back, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going through the development review site plan checklist.
Yeah, is anything being built, Charlie? I mean, looks like they're using the driveway. Are they just setting up picnic tables and parking the van? Okay, so there's really nothing for a site plan to approve. Okay.
The site plan was
Yeah,
a
this.
masterpiece.
Thank you.
Yeah. But the operation is sort of intended to be similar to the site plan, very low key.
Yeah.
My trees are excellent.
The one thing we didn't really talk much about, and they gave you a permit on it already, we're just gonna address it, is the sign that you gotta hang in there.
Right.
We're allowed so many square feet of sign on both sides,
Okay.
and you don't exceed it right now.
Okay.
If you wanted to hang hours or open underneath there, I think the board would be okay with that.
Okay, cool.
I went through the site plan review checklist. The other one is a conditional use checklist, and so the board has to find that the proposed development's not out of character with the area. The capacity of the infrastructure surrounding the development is there to handle what's in effect coming from the development. Traffic on the roads, highways, and in the vicinity. Based on your track record so far, there's not a lot of additional
Doesn't feel like.
vehicular traffic,
Right.
we'll say. You may have some more walk-ups that you never had before,
That's
but,
right.
and then the bylaws, that kind of ties into your question. What is it? Is it a snack bar, or is it so we can decide to call it a snack bar as a home occupation.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how I would lean, but.
And I don't know why this is in here, but it says, you're not supposed to interfere with the sustainable use of renewable energy resources or
Roger that.
access to or the direct use or future availability of such resources. And you had solar panels out there powering your.
That's right.
Okay, well, I might flip them around and face them the other way.
Yeah, at this hour.
Yeah. So the performance standards, the only thing that we would probably dovetail with our decision is a requirement that you have maintained your state license or your state permit to do that.
Okay.
You're not requesting any waivers or variances.
Don't believe so.
Yeah, setbacks are all met.
So you didn't really, everything's movable.
Okay, yeah,
Like the van's movable, the picnic table's
Yeah.
movable. The only thing that's permanent is the driveway, which has been there for 80 years.
Okay.
So, we didn't really look too hard at the setbacks, nor do I think there is much of an issue with the setbacks.
I don't think it's applicable.
Yeah.
okay, yeah, nothing's being built.
There's no structure associated with the
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
application, unless you consider a structure, but I don't think so.
Since there's no permanent things proposed, a lot of the existing site feature stuff is kind of moot,
Mhm.
right? you're not really interfering with significant wildlife habitat, corridors, travel corridors, scenic resources. In fact, you're probably taking advantage
I think
of
so.
a scenic resource. You know, you don't, not requiring a new curb cut. You're sharing the driveway with the house, so, parking, loading, and service already demonstrates it can accommodate the Cisco truck off site. Trash is being stored in garbage cans in secured areas, and there's no additional landscaping proposed. So I kind of went through the checklist real quick. I didn't mean to gloss over anything that if somebody was concerned about something, that was a good time to ask a question.
My only concern really was sight distance.
Yeah.
And if, if it's 300 now and you trim the trees for 35 extra feet, I don't know, an issue.
That's good.
So are there any final comments or questions from you folks? You guys want to redirect any answers or anything?
I think I don't have a ton more to offer. It's a pretty simple, I mean, I think that's just reflective of the simplicity of the operation.
Yeah. Brad,
I'm good.
board feel you have enough information at this time to make a decision?
Mhm.
Entertain a motion to close the evidentiary portion of the hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the evidentiary portion of the hearing.
So a motion by Karen, is there a
I'll
second?
second, yeah.
Second by Brian. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Yep.
All right, you guys want to make a decision and deliberate on it later? Or you want to do this open session, closed session? You care? It's better to do it in open session.
I say I don't have anything much to discuss. If I'm
Yeah, no.
we can do
So,
it right now.
so let's just clarify. I think you said this before, the typical hours are 7:30 to 11:30.
Yeah,
Make an
correct.
even
Yeah.
4-hour day.
Sure, yeah,
And seasonal from May to October.
that's correct.
No nighttime.
No.
We're gonna, weekends and holidays we'll put in there.
Okay.
How's that?
That sounds great.
And, a weekend being Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, in case you wanna,
Span a little bit of,
yeah,
I
it's
appreciate
just, you'd rather, I don't wanna see you again, let's put it that way. You're a nice guy and all,
Right.
but you don't wanna come here, we don't wanna
Gotcha.
see you again, so we'll kinda like give you some parameters. If you choose to fulfill them, great, if not. you
That
can
sounds
operate.
great. I appreciate that.
And the only thing we're probably gonna come up with is asking you to trim the trees.
Yep.
Brad said he'd do it for eggs. And-
Roger that. He did, didn't he?
Yeah,
It's
so,
on TV.
Yeah, so I'll make a motion to approve Liam's application, in that we craft our decision tonight in open session, as an effort to speed this up for them.
Yeah.
So that would be my motion.
so a motion by Brian to approve the application and craft the decision in open session. Is there a second?
Karen, you want to say?
So motion by Brian, second by Karen. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Mark?
Yeah.
You need to be out because we only have 4 of us, so everybody has to be.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so you're approved. All right, so the decision, what we're gonna do right now is craft our decision.
Okay.
Which basically says, conditions of approval. So your hours are gonna be 7:30 to 11:30, Thursday through Sundays. Holidays are allowed. So if you have a Monday holiday, that's fine. Yeah, seasonal operation. So we're gonna approve the snack bar for seasonal operation. We're gonna approve it as a snack bar home occupation.
Okay.
All right. Because your snack bar, you're limited to a 6-month window.
Okay.
All right. The decision's gonna run with you guys, meaning you close shop, right? You have a year to reopen it. If you don't reopen a year, your permit's expired.
Okay.
Right? If you move, the person who moves into your house doesn't get to run the snack bar.
Okay.
They have to come across. That's pretty much it. We have to issue our decision. You guys will get a copy if we have your mailing address. be better if we had your email address. After the 30-day appeal period, anybody who participated tonight can appeal. That comes out of our hands and goes to the Superior Court. But after that 30-day appeal period, you're late. Or does he need a permit? So you already issued him a permit, right?
Well, I didn't issue, Nick issued him a permit for hours only under the home occupation.
Yeah.
It's warmed as a snack bar. I think it's a hybrid thing. You know, you've got a home occupation with a snack bar.
Okay.
So, but,
our decision will be the basis of your permit, essentially. Okay. But there's no other, like, he doesn't need a curb cut permit, he doesn't need.
no, there's an existing access and you're in the conditional use, you're granting the access for the change of use.
Yeah.
So it'd be contingent on the site distance meeting 335, whatever pruning needs to happen.
Okay.
And we can still keep operating as is right now?
Yes.
Okay, just want to be sure.
They get the reunion this
We
weekend.
don't want to shut you out for the
Yeah.
summer, right? Right, that was the whole reason why we gave you the appointment.
We've had to close a lot anyway because of rain, so.
Yeah.
It's
Cooperated.
definitely not.
Not at all.
So you'll get a copy of our written decision. It'll be a little bit more formal than what we're doing, but right now I got permits. Permit conditions are 7:30 to 3:30, 4 days a week. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I thought
Sorry,
you said
7:30 to
Friday.
11:30.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Or-
I just added a day.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna add
He
Monday.
gives a cushion.
Give them a cushion. You can do 4 days a week, right, with the
Right.
intent of weekends.
That's right.
Okay.
Precisely.
Right, so if you got a big weekend, you wanna do Thursday, Friday to Monday.
There you go.
The branches are gonna get trimmed.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, seasonality is October. End of October. you're
May to
done.
October?
May to October, that's a 6-month window.
That's perfect.
Permit runs with the applicant.
Permit with the applicant.
It's also continued on my state licensure as well, right?
Yeah, state license.
Yeah.
That's involved, so that's statutory that any decision issued has to, the state requires that we put a caveat there that any permits necessary, Act 250, whatever, is borne on the applicant,
Okay.
not the town.
Right.
So any permits necessary.
Charlie, did I hear you say the sign's okay, but it just needs a permit or like a separate permit?
This, we can approve the sign.
Yeah.
He's already been issued a permit.
Oh, it has like an administrative sign permit or?
Yeah,
Okay.
Really?
I thought I saw one in there in the documentation that we got.
Can I see the packet again, that stapled one?
This is my staple one. This is the one.
Yeah, if not, I was just gonna suggest that be a condition too. But Brad's checking.
But the sign, you didn't see the sign. but-
No, I just heard you say that it's okay, like the size of it was okay.
Yeah.
It just wasn't sure if it needs like a separate, like administrative sign permit.
I think it tags along with the.
With the condition, right?
Yeah,
Okay, it can
I
be
think
all
so.
approved together.
I think so.
Yeah.
But you want to say up to a certain square footage or
Maximum allowable. but-
maximum?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the sign's in the sketch.
Okay.
I think I vaguely remember that.
And then the only other thing is we typically retain continuing jurisdiction. So if you turn into the giant rave party every Saturday morning, requiring the cops and, we're gonna come get you back in here and tamp things down.
You get that?
Yeah.
Sure.
But ideally that won't happen. You're successful enough,
I
but
can't imagine that.
we're gonna retain continuing jurisdiction. So that should you start to stray outside of what you described in operating to us, we can call you back there and say, what do you
Can
do?
my band play there, actually? Do I have to get a noise permit to have a band?
We
My
don't
band.
govern noise permits.
Wonder how that
If you
works.
erect a tent, you have to get a permit from the tent.
Like an event permit, is that how Underhill does it?
Well, you're still, subject to the noise level.
Right, but
Ordinance.
Noise ordinance?
do we have a noise?
Yeah,
We're not in charge of that.
no.
Good.
Interesting.
How are you ever gonna enforce it?
Well, neighbors start to complain.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll just invite all the neighbors.
So,
Exactly.
I don't know if we gave you a good answer to your question, though. If you want to throw your band there.
Yeah.
And so your band comes, you say, hey, everybody throwing a party, come park here.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody's parking up and down Pleasant Valley Road.
Or
might have a
most
problem.
likely they'd be like, oh, those guys, forget it.
Let's say it was somebody else.
Oh, yeah. Somebody-
But you had the bit, so having everybody parking up and down.
Right.
That sort of goes outside the scope of
It
what
does.
we're approving
Right,
tonight.
yeah.
So that's not
That's why I
something we
asked.
want to see.
Yeah, right, okay, gotcha, right. Yeah.
You can pull an event permit to do it, right?
Correct.
There's my answer. Thanks, I think that.
I think that's it.
Okay, I
We're
don't
gonna
have
think of
anything
more
else.
stuff the longer we sit here, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can put the open shut sign on
Yeah,
there.
put the open shut sign on
Awesome.
there.
Cool.
The maximum allowable square footage per side of sign is in the zoning regs. I don't know what it is, but pretty, it's like a real estate sign. It's all big.
My sign is tiny.
Your
so
sign is tiny. I was gonna say,
I'm gonna go afoul of that.
yeah.
Did you want to say something about parking being all on site?
More parking should be on site.
Okay, cool.
And, to the extent you can control people stopping and taking pictures of the mountain and go, oh, makes sense. You know. All
Flag
right,
'em in.
so, anything else we should include in there, guys? Or go? Karen?
Hmm.
You okay with 4 days? We don't have to nail them down to a day.
I'm okay, it's different.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going with 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah, we better get out of here before.
Well, I was gonna say, we can call it good. We have other business we have to go over a meeting. minute
Thank you guys for your
approval.
Yeah.
patience.
And what do you have in the egg sandwich besides eggs?
Bacon, sausage,
The
ham,
bacon's
halloumi,
amazingly delicious.
Keith's favorite halloumi.
So I wanted to know who Hank was.
I'm Hank.
You're Hank.
I'm Hank, yeah. My middle name is Stanley, so.
Okay.
What's the name of your spot?
Yeah, Hank's Fall.
Okay, okay, yeah, I did read that.
Folly because it's very.
Now I can.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
People
Nice, I'll stop in.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a good night.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for doing all this work. It's a lot of work.
It is.
Yes.
It's really good of you.
Thank
Yeah, have a good night.
you.
So I think you have a form that's all on the minutes, right, Charlie?
Matt
Mark,
and Dan are not
You.
here.
so you can approve these minutes.
They can. 2, 3, 4, we can.
I think I sent them in the original thing back 20 days ago.
So,
Oh my gosh.
so we have minutes of Monday, May 1st, 2023, were distributed a long time ago.
Yeah.
With draft,
I included them, I think, on the
we
first.
had Michael Moore subdivision was one of them, and, that was it.
Mhm.
Yeah, we talked about Liam Farrell's business.
Yeah. I know, probably talked about that before.
Yeah, let's see. That's when we said, it looks like a duck, it walks like a duck. It must be a
Yeah.
duck.
But it is, even looking at the state permitting process, there's no box he fits into.
Yeah,
By producing in the kitchen and then bringing it out, it's just like,
yeah.
it's either a home kitchen or it's a snack bar food truck.
Yeah.
The weird thing is, so I always think of a snack bar is that's where the food is being made.
Right, of course, yeah. Like Joe's.
Yeah,
Joe's or the, Wasp snack bar.
Burger Barn.
Yeah, Burger Barn.
Burger Barn, yeah.
Yes.
You guys want to read?
Go ahead, read them.
This woman who does our minutes, Donna Griffith, is awesome.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
Stellar. I can tell you that the select board very rarely ever
Changes it.
changes it.
Were these May 1st or May 15th?
May 1.
May 1, okay.
Yeah, I think I gave him the wrong date. I said May 16th was when he was supposed to come in.
Yeah.
But it was May 1st.
Oh, wait a minute. That's a good point. Is this May 15th?
Yeah, well, it says, the top it says May 1st, but
Yeah, I
then,
see that.
and then board member, or then,
Yeah, let me look on
I
the,
can't remember which,
calendar. So I just can tell with our new website, it's very calendar driven. So everything, best way to get information is go right to the calendar. So we'll go to, it may not be in here. Oh, there it is. Yeah, May 15th, Development Review Board, and then there are the minutes I'm looking at. So that needs to be corrected. The header that states May 1 should be May 15th.
that was the only thing I noticed.
Yeah, because May
Yeah.
15th, I should just look at my notebook because I have May
Yeah.
15th.
Yeah,
I
but
talked
it's-
more
It
than
says-
May 1st Butler.
Well, and then it
it
says,
May 15th at the bottom.
and then at the end, yeah, May
Yeah.
15th, so
So
just, it's only the header that needs to be corrected.
I can even do that myself.
Okay.
Nice. So you want to sign them right now, or do we? You gonna correct them?
Yeah, I can correct it right now if you can. I'm just gonna kind of look out of here. So.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's
I did not think he'd still be in business by the time we had that here.
Yeah, has he been doing pretty good?
I'll go by there Saturday mornings if I'm around, or Sunday mornings. There's usually one person sitting at the table, and it's like usually him and his wife sitting there.
Yeah, I'll stop in.
I was gonna stop in, but I figured I should do it
Before the hearing.
Before the hearing.
Yeah,
I was gonna, if I'm around this Saturday, let me check him out.
yeah. Gotta believe he does some decent business with the state park.
Yeah,
A lot of people camp up there.
yeah.
May just wake up in the morning and come down.
Actually, on that subject, I have a question
Road
for,
biker.
Yeah, a lot of people like
I have a question for Brad and the board, but it's not DRB stuff, so we'll wait till we
Go offline.
It's kind of on that topic.
I'm gonna, well, you wanna take the draft out, or?
Oh, yeah.
So we have to approve them first, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anyone else have any edits or?
So you made the one edit
Yep.
for the date. The rest of it looked okay to me.
Okay, so if no, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of May 15th as revised by Brad just now.
Is there a second?
I can second that.
Any discussion? No discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, and so he's just gonna print them again and I'll sign them. Any other business we want to talk about from a board perspective? If not, we can adjourn and then you could ask questions. Do you think that's the way to play it?
Do you have any applications on the horizon or not really?
Why did that?
It's a nice quiet summer.
Yeah.
There's always people like lurking.
Yeah.
I believe
The Bill Jacobs, there's like a couple.
Does he still have anything left to develop or subdivide? Or-
Just that church,
I
property.
thought he was-
I think he
He sold it to the
sold
church.
it, yeah.
Oh,
you just want to adjourn.
Goodness.
Yeah. I would just adjourn.
Yeah, let me get it back on here. Oops. That was it? No, it was. Okay. And who approved the minutes, just for my notes here? Who made the motion?
I made the motion.
I seconded it.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn. I
Second.
make a motion.
All those in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
Everybody's in favor, so we'll call it adjourned at 7:16.